This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. Yes, I do still exist. We had company visiting us, so I was indisposed all of last week. So I do apologize for not doing the news for you. But it was, I can't do, obviously I can't do the news when we have company, so, I do apologize for that. But yes, I am still alive, and I am still doing this. But here now's the news for May 16th of 2025. Guests at EPCOT are no longer allowed to pin trade outside of the pin trader shop, possibly to deter solicitation. So they're obviously having issues with, resellers and everything. So to hopefully to stop that, they want to do the pin trading now in the store. So I don't blame them one bit. But just heads up, if you are a pin trader, from now on you will have to do all of the pin trading in the shop. No longer you can do it outside, okay? Phineas and Ferb are now meeting at Disney California Adventure and Epcot this summer. So they're now going to meet guests. I don't exactly know where in Epcot they're going to meet. But they are going to meet guests intermittently throughout the day. So if you are at Epcot, keep your eyes open for Phineas and Ferb this summer. Shattered glass effect has been added to Disney Villains' Unfairly Ever After mural at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So, as you may recall, the Disney villains are breaking through the magic mirror. So this just adds that effect. I haven't seen it for myself yet, so I don't know what it looks like. When I go to Hollywood Studios, I will definitely either take a picture or take a video of it, so I can show everybody. But at least that effect has now been added. The Little Mermaid The Little Mermaid: A Musical Adventure marquee has been installed at Disney's Hollywood Studios. I knew that they were going to have to change that sign. That sign has been there since '92. The old sign with Ariel and Sebastian and Flounder and as 3D characters, and then the cardboard, the cardboard cutouts for Ursula and King Triton. So that sign is very, very old. It has weathered a lot of hurricanes and a lot of storms, so it was not looking that great. It was starting to get ripped and torn, and you may know that if you are aware, if you remember that we reported on it being zip-tied after the last hurricane. So that sign has seen a lot of wear and tear. So now they've installed a new sign. It's kind of generic. It's not really anything great. which is a shame. I really like the old sign with all the characters on it. This one just has, Ariel sitting on top of, sitting on the rock on the top of the ocean. Kind of like the old movie poster that they had of her. It's a shame. I really like the old sign. I really wish that they could have done something a little bit better. But on one hand, I am glad that they, changed the sign. On the other hand, I miss the old one. I don't even know if you could have even salvaged that old one. That one was really old, really kind of, showing its age and everything. But I do miss the old sign. This one's just kind of, kind of generic looking. I wish that they would have done something different. I wish they would have done something a little bit better. But, it is what it is. Again, I'm going to take pictures of this when I go on May 27th. So I'll post pictures of it and everything. But I'm going to miss the old sign. I am going to miss the old Voyage of the Little Mermaid sign. Alright. Josh Damaro thinks that Epic Universe will drive more visitors to Walt Disney World this summer. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to rant about this for a minute, okay? I understand that the executives are, they're hopeful for this summer, but here's the thing, okay, Josh, or anyone else who's listening, it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen this summer, okay? People don't want to come to Florida in the summertime, okay? Look, revenge travel is over, okay? Revenge travel is over, and people are learning that it is very, very hot here in the summer, okay? And it's rainy, and it's hot. It's very hot, very unbearable. It rains all the time in the summer, and people don't want to come to the theme parks because of those conditions, okay? So having a new theme park is not going to help the situation, okay? It's just not going to help the situation. I appreciate that he's, trying to be optimistic, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, okay? There's no amount of a new theme park or any new rides or any new shows that either Walt Disney World or Universal does is going to make people come here during the summer, because it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, okay? Now, look, the holidays are still going to be busy. Memorial Day and the 4th of July, those holidays are still going to be busy. They're still going to be busy for the theme parks. But other than that, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. People are realizing now that it's way too unbearable here in Florida in the summertime, and it rains all the time, and it's just not a pleasant experience. It's just not, okay? And the COVID revenge travel is over, and it's, people aren't, they're just, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen this summer, okay? So, if you are an annual pass holder, I would take advantage of this, because it is going to be a very slow summer here, okay? I don't mean like, dead where no one's going to be there, because it's obviously, people are still going to be there, but, I think it's going to be a great time to be an annual pass holder. It is. And if Disney doesn't figure that out, that they need their annual pass holders here this summer, then then they're just fooling themselves. Then they're just fooling themselves, because they're gonna need to lean on us this year. They really are. There's no doubt about that. Okay, and if they haven't figured that out yet, then I don't know. Then I don't know what's wrong with them. Okay, but it's Universal, SeaWorld, Walt Disney World. They're all gonna be. They're all going to want to lean on us annual pass holders this summer. Okay, and no amount of a new theme park or new lands or new rides is going to change the fact that this is going to be a slow summer here at Walt in the theme parks. Okay, so Josh, you're just kidding yourself. You're just kidding yourself. Okay. So, but look, if it does change this summer and if it is really busy, then we will all eat our words. We will all eat our words, okay? But we've all been saying the same thing. WDW, myself, the Inside the Magic, Disney Dining, if you want to believe them. But all of us have been saying the same thing, that it's going to be a really dead summer here in Florida, okay? And no amount of a new theme park or anything like that is going to change. It's not going to change it. It's just not going to change it. Sunset Showcase Theater has been repainted for the Disney Villains debut at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So it's if you kind of remember, it was kind of like that plain bluish type of building. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen what the color of the building is. So when I do go to check it out, I'll obviously post pictures and everything. But I don't know what the color of the building is. So if anyone finds that out, send me a picture. Send me a picture or comment on this video, because I want to know. I'm interested to see what the color is. Okay, is it red? Is it black? Is it purple? The colors that we associate with the Disney villains. Okay, so if anyone has any pictures of that, please send them my way. Please comment on this video. Post them under the comments, because I want to see what the building looks like. Okay, I'm interested to see what it looks like before I go. The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure entrance sign, has been installed at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So, just like the old sign, there's a standby line, and then there's a lightning lane side. Okay, so it looks almost like the old one. It's been redone to match the new marquee. So it's a little bit more colorful, a little bit more, in the same style as the marquee. So, but that sign is back now. It looks, the wording is the same. It's, standby, and then instead of saying fast pass, it says lightning lane now. But that sign has now been installed. And I'm really glad that they didn't get rid of, at least I think that they didn't get rid of the animation stills in the queue, because I really like those. I really, really like those animation stills that they have, or if they had, or if they have in the queue. So when I go back on May 27th, I'm gonna have to look and see if those animation if those animation stills are still there, which I really hope so. I really hope that they kept those. Alright, this one I'm excited about. Disney has announced that the Maleficent annual pass holder magnet is now available at Walt Disney World. So every time I pick it up at EPCOT, my magnet at EPCOT, because that's usually where it's the easiest to find, and usually that's really where it's always at, is just EPCOT at the Creation Shop. But I really like this magnet. Okay, it's not in the style of the new Mickey Mouse shorts. They didn't make Maleficent look, they didn't make her have the pie eyes, or she's not in the cartoony style. She looks like she does in Sleeping Beauty. So I applaud whoever came up with this magnet. Thank you very much for making this magnet look like the character. Okay, that's the main complaint I have with these new annual pass holder magnets, is they're all in that cartoony style of the new Mickey Mouse shorts. Okay, it's they're cartoony. They got the pie eyes. They got they just look flat. They really look like the characters, but they're changed. Okay. So kudos to Disney for keeping Maleficent look like Maleficent, okay? So thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate that. But just so you are aware, you can now pick up your annual pass holder magnet at the Creation Shop at EPCOT. Limit two annual pass magnets per person. Cinderella stage is now closed for refurbishment. Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair performances are now paused. So usually this time of year they start refurbishing the stage for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. So don't worry, the show's not going anywhere. They're not canceling the show. It's this time of year they put the show on hiatus so they can do a short refurbishment on the stage and get that all ready for the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular at the Magic Kingdom. So don't worry, Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair, it'll come back. I haven't looked at the time. I haven't looked at the calendar. But usually this refurbishment doesn't last long, so the show will come back. The show will come back, okay? But just so you folks are aware that there will be no performances for Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair for right now, okay? Alright, this one I'm excited about. Rare character meet and greets are in the Magic Kingdom for the summer, including Raya from Raya and the Last Dragon, Pocahontas, Disney couples, and more. So I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited when they pull out the rare characters. I'm really happy when they do that. That's why I'm really glad that when they do like the Queen of Hearts, or this is at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, when they do the Queen of Hearts, or Jafar, or the Genie, or Aladdin and Jasmine and Abu. I really like that because they're really rare characters that you usually don't get to see. So I'm really happy, really glad for this, okay? So I'm going to have to stop and get my pictures taken with these really rare characters. So just keep an eye open, keep an eye out. I don't know if they're on the My Disney Experience app or not, but I would definitely look at that. If it doesn't say anything, I would ask any cast members because they should be able to tell you. But I think that they'll put them on the app if they haven't done so already. All right. here we go. Here's another story. A drunk man, salute to America ends with removal from EPCOT after jumping in the fountain at the American Adventure. Look, you guys know how I feel about having alcoholic drinks in these theme parks. I really think that they should be banned from it. I get it. People want to, drink around the world and everything. I get it. But with more and more incidents like this happening, something has to happen. Something has to happen. Okay? And if we lose alcohol in the parks, then so be it. I know that would make a lot of people unhappy, but if that's what has to happen, then that's what has to happen. Okay? I'm sorry. But, this is Walt Disney World. Okay? In my opinion, we should not have alcohol here at these theme parks. Alright? And, unless it's like a restaurant or a lounge or something like that, then that's fine. Then that's fine. But if it's just alcohol and you're roaming the park with alcohol in your hand to drink, I really think that should go away. I really think that should go away. Okay? I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be, pissed off that I, said that, but speaking from a personal experience, speaking for me, I really think that alcohol should be banned from walking around the park with. I don't think that alcohol should be banned from the parks by any means, but it should be banned. It should be confined to restaurants and confined to restaurants only. Okay? I don't know. Let me know how you feel, but that's just the way that I feel about it. Okay? Because there's children. There are children here. Okay? There's children here, there are families here that come to enjoy the day, and when they see drunk people at these theme parks doing stupid shit, how do you think that makes them feel? How do you think that makes them feel? Alright? And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. Alright? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too cynical. I don't know. Let me know how you feel in the comments. But something's got to happen. Something's got to happen, and something's got to change. Something has to change. And if that means we get rid of roaming alcohol in the parks and you can only get it at restaurants, then so be it. All right? So be it. Showtimes have been revealed for both Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After and The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure. Those showtimes have been released. I may or may not have said this during my last show. It's been a while since I've had my last show, but I'm gonna, if I did do it before, I apologize, but I'm gonna reiterate it now. So, Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After is going to run from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The show times are 10, 11, 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, 2:30, 3, 3:30, 4, 4:30, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? So from 10 to 7, you can see the show. And then The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure, the show times start at 9:15 and they end at 7:15, and it's a continuous show. It's just this version of The Little Mermaid is going to be like the last version of Voyage of the Little Mermaid, where they're constantly loading shows. It's going to be a continuous show. So, which is great. Again, you really need more stuff to do at Hollywood Studios because the park wasn't built for rides. So I'm glad that, there's going to be a lot of shows for this Disney Villain show, and it's going to be a continuous performance schedule for The Little Mermaid, A Musical Adventure. Muppet's 70th Anniversary Gondola debuts on the Walt Disney World Skyliner. So, Disney executives are like, since we're taking Muppet Vision 3D away, we'll give them a gondola. We'll give them a gondola. Look, I don't have a problem with the gondola, okay? I don't have a problem with the gondola. The gondola looks spectacular, okay? But that doesn't distract from the fact that you're taking Muppet Vision 3D away from us. So don't think that, don't think you're fooling anybody, Disney, okay? Because, either it's, putting the Muppets on a Skyliner gondola, or saying that, the Muppets are taking over Rock and Roller Coaster. Don't think you're fooling anybody. Don't think you're fooling anybody by saying, maybe if we distract them, maybe they won't get upset that we're getting rid of Muppet Vision 3D. Okay? That's nonsense. That is nonsense, okay? I am still very upset with you. Very, very upset with you that you're getting rid of Muppet Vision 3D. So don't think you're fooling anybody by saying, instead of having a show, we're giving you a gondola and we're giving you a ride that half the people can't even ride anyway. So don't think you're fooling anybody. All right? And our last story is Disney files permits for Toy Story Midway Mania at Disney's Hollywood Studios. We don't really know what this is about. They haven't really released a whole lot of information about this. We don't know if they're updating the ride or if they're just doing general maintenance or what. We don't really know. But we will keep you updated on this. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. We're just gonna have to wait and see, okay? But there you are. There are your 16 stories. Again, I do apologize for not being here. So I am sorry that I took a week off. But I will be, trying to get back on schedule and everything. So I didn't do any shows. I didn't do any news shows. I didn't even have time to do my new show, which is called More Disney. Okay, so I apologize. I'm sorry, but I am gonna, with luck, try to get back on track. Okay, try to get back on that. Doing the news Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then having my new show, More Disney, come out on Thursdays for you, okay? So, but I will try to keep to that schedule. It's just really, really hard when we have company visiting, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what happened. So I didn't stop vlogging. I just, we were just really, really busy. Okay? So I thank you guys very much for watching this video. Again, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I thank you guys very much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. And don't forget that I did post a honest review for the new Universal Park Epic Universe and how that will tie into Walt Disney World. So go ahead and go and check that out, because that is out now. So thank you guys very much. You guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening, and we will see you real soon.